Ever since I was young, I've always been attracted to horror movies. To a lot of people, horror movies are seen as scary or subversive. But as a child, I enjoyed watching them because they were the movies that had silver-spaced robots destroying cities and giant tarantulas eating people. Every Halloween, I dressed up as a vampire, and every day after Halloween, I'd still be in my vampire costume. Halloween for me has always been a night to wear, scare, whatever, and whoever you wanted. But most of all, it was a night that celebrated the things I loved. Once I entered elementary school, I quickly found out that not everyone there enjoyed the movies I did. I would scribble these drawings of horror movies I loved watching, and of course, this led to a great amount of backlash from teachers and students who thought I was weird. It wasn't uncommon for my mom to receive a message from my teacher about the things I'd say and the drawings I had made. And so my mom would tell me to keep my voice down and try not to talk about the one thing I really loved: horror movies. It was heartbreaking, to say the least. To keep quiet about it for those years, I just thought that it was stupid, and that most of all, it was wrong to like the things I did. Halfway through not watching what I wanted to, I began to express less interest in the same movies I used to love. Well, not for myself, but for others. Then in the 3rd grade, our teacher assigned us a project. We had to create an All About Me board, and I couldn't be more nervous. I was afraid that people were going to think I was weird, but most of all, uncool, for liking horror movies or going to Halloween events, because being uncool was what I was worried about the most. Later that week, the board was complete with photos of my favorite films and Halloween costumes. When it was time to present, I stood up in front of the class. Students were seated all around me in the classroom, waiting for me to spill my guts. I was so nervous I could hardly look anyone in the eye. But when I finished, there was a silence. Then everyone in the class erupted with questions, and everyone thought I was really cool for liking the things I did. No one ever really knew about that side of me because I was so afraid of being judged. Like, just imagine if John Carpenter was too afraid to write Halloween because he was afraid of being judged. We would have never seen one of the best horror films ever made. In that moment, it was like everyone was throwing up their hats for the monsters and giving a big cheer to horror movies. Since that day, I haven't stopped watching what I love and making new friends along the way who also like horror movies, just like me. From Spot 127, I'm Robert Lovato.